today's video, folks, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious plate. Look at that. This is called honey mustard air fried chicken thighs. Okay, folks, this is going to be a simple and easy recipe to prepare for honey mustard chicken thighs. You can use whatever cut of chicken you like. This one is going to be for boneless, skinless, but if you have bone-in and you know how your air fryer cook time is for whatever cuts you normally use, you can use this marinade for whatever cut you want to use. So let me go through the ingredients. I have 2 tablespoons of honey. This is fresh honey from my daughter's farm. It's delicious, and I'm going to add to that 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I'm going to put a teaspoon of onion powder in, and then I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic salt. Now, the recipe calls for a teaspoon of garlic powder and then add salt, but I'm going to use a 1-to-1 ratio. I know they say that if for garlic powder, if you're going to substitute it with garlic salt, about half it. I like garlic, so I'm going to put a teaspoon in. I want that garlic flavor, and I don't mind the salt, because I'm not going to be adding any salt to this. So a teaspoon is going to be fine. And then we're also going to add a tablespoon of the olive oil. So what I'm going to do is get these ingredients mixed up, and then I'll bring you back as we start the next step. Okay, folks, we're back. So as you can see, I've mixed everything up. This smells incredible. The honey's coming through and the mustard. What I've done is I've rinsed off my chicken thighs and I've dried them off with some paper towel, as you can see over here. And what I'm going to do is put these all into this bowl. Now, if you have a Ziploc bag, you can use that as well. Just put the chicken in the bag, pour your marinade in. With this chicken sticking to the paper towel. But you want to make sure that the chicken is dry, because you want all of that flavor to go on. You don't want the water to dilute anything. So you want to make sure that this gets a good coating. Mix it all up. Make sure that all of the chicken has a good coating. What I'm going to do is I'm going to seal this up, and I'm going to refrigerate that for, I'd say, about an hour or two. You should at least for 20 minutes. I've got to wash my hands, though, first before I do it. When I bring you back, folks, we'll be starting this cook. Stay tuned. Okay, folks, it's been about an hour and a half or so that I've had that chicken marinating. So now we're ready to put it into the air fryer basket. First thing I want to do, though, is give that a spray inside. And then we're going to start transferring this chicken in. Remember, always wash your hands after you handle raw poultry. Don't want to get any scary diseases. So I'm just going to lay these in here. We're not going to have to do anything else to them because they've already got the coating of the marinade in it. Now, normally, I did a chicken a while ago, the lemon herb chicken. That marinade was an oily-based marinade. So I used the same marinade to baste the chicken that I had the chicken resting in. I'm not going to use this because this is a thicker, pastier marinade. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these at 375 degrees. And I'm going to cook them because these are really thin. I know that my air fryer, it's going to take probably about 12 minutes to cook these. I'm going to cook them for 14, simply because my thermometer broke. I tested it earlier before I started this, and it's broken. So I'm not going to take the temperature on this. So I'll say an old saying that my mother used to say to me that'll show my age. So if you're as old as I am, you would have heard this when you were little. Do as I say, not as I do. Always check the temperature of the chicken, and it should be at least 165 degrees. So I'm going to plop this into the air fryer, and I'll bring you back as we start cooking. Okay, folks, so we have the air fryer here. I'm going to set this to 375 degrees. And I'm going to cook it for 7 minutes to start. 7 minutes. Then I'm going to bring you back as we start the next step, which is basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a little bit of a spray with the olive oil spritzer and flip them over and give them another spray and put them back in for 7 minutes. This is a quick, simple, and what I expect to be a very delicious recipe. Stay tuned. So here we go, folks. The first part is done. Let's bring these out and let's let you have a nice view. That looks a little better, folks. So here we go. Those are looking really good. So I'm going to give them a spray with the olive oil spray. I have my tongs here. Oh man, it smells really good too. Let's give them a flip. As you can see, these are cooking up pretty well. I think I'm only going to put them on for 6 more minutes because these look like they are almost done. Get over there. Look at that. I'm going to give them another spritz. All of that oil is just going to drain off. We just don't want the chicken to dry out because we're putting it into the air fryer. So I'm sliding it back into the drawer. Oh, let's bring you there. We'll put that back to 375. And this time I'm only going to go for 6 minutes. Presto changeo. There we go, folks. I'll bring you back when they're done. Stay tuned. You heard it, folks. That means they are done. We're going to do some live action photography. Let's bring you in so you can have a look at that chicken. Doesn't that look good? Oh, my Lanta. Now, I'm going to try the thermometer. What happens, I think the battery's low. Watch it work this time. Look at that, folks. I called it. So these are done, definitely done. That's 188 degrees. You can see that. It's upside down. But you can see there, we're definitely above 165. Could you see the juice squirting out of that chicken when I pulled it out? Air frying chicken, the best and healthiest way to cook chicken. I'm going to plate this up, folks. Let it cool down a bit, and then we're going to taste these bad boys. Stay tuned. Okay, folks, so here's what we're dealing with. Look at this plate of chicken. I hope it's focusing okay. I don't have this in selfie mode tonight. This smells incredible. We're going to go in. I'm going to cut a bite off and just show you how juicy and tender this chicken is. Look at that. But the important thing is, how's it taste? That is delicious. The honey flavor, but it's balanced with the mustard. And you can get a hint of the garlic coming through. So I did the right call by putting a teaspoon of the garlic salt in instead of the teaspoon of garlic powder. This is seasoned perfectly, marinated. It's got that honey mustard flavor on it. And again, this is a healthy recipe. You're cooking it up in the air fryer. So it's all the oils and the juices are going down to the bottom of the pan, and you're locking in that flavor into the meat. You see me doing a lot of the food reviews. If you're someone that watches my channel, I do a lot of food reviews, and then I do healthy recipes. When I do food reviews, I'm often, especially if it's a bigger meal, like today I went to Popeyes and KFC. I had a couple drumsticks for lunch. I was going to eat the rest of the Popeyes that were left over for supper, But I just thought, no, that's too much grease to be putting into me in one day. So I had taken some chicken out of the freezer, let them thaw out. I had them in freezer packs, and they thaw fairly quickly if you put them in some cold water. Only takes a couple hours. And thought I'd make something a little bit more healthy for supper. So it's always about balancing. But for me, in my journey to live healthier, which I started back in 2017 under doctor's orders, was I can't compromise flavor. So all the recipes that you're going to see that I make are going to be delicious, good, and healthy. And then there's going to be the odd bit that's not going to be too healthy because we have to treat ourselves every once in a while. So this is a really simple, quick recipe to make. You don't have to use chicken thighs like I did. You can use any cut of meat. Even if you had drumsticks, you want to do that, it would still work the same way. You know your appliance as well. Everyone is going to be different. I know the cook time that it takes in my air fryer, but this as a general guide. But I find that when you're cooking something like this that's marinated, 375 is a good temperature, not 400, because you're going to be cooking it too quickly and you want to give those flavors time to lock in. So that takes us to the end, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up, and I'd encourage you to try the recipe. If you're new, this is the first time you've seen my channel, there should be some playlists popping up, and a video that YouTube thinks that you may like. I'd encourage you to have a look, and if it's something you enjoy, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Thanks for watching, everybody. This gets a Brady score. I've been giving those out a lot lately. Not a lot, I think 2 or 3 times this week. But this gets 10 thumbs up. It's delicious. And I'm going to finish at least 1 or 2 of these, and I'm going to save. Geez, I've still got that Popeyes to eat tomorrow. I think I'll have the Popeyes for lunch. That means I won't be filming a video, but I got some in backup. Don't worry. I'll have the Popeyes for lunch, and I'll have, I think, one of these as a chicken sandwich. I'll get a nice brioche bun tomorrow at the grocery store. Put some mayonnaise on that, heat it up, maybe with a little bit of cheese. That's going to be good. Thanks, everyone. Janie, signing off. Let me get another bite of this. Honey mustard deliciousness.